But endurance, as we talked about with the prize and linking those things together, the prize matches the effort to some degree. And that's the way in every area of life that we know today, the reward matches the effort. The greater the effort, the greater the reward. We've heard that over and over again in our lives, have we not? The greater the effort, the greater the reward. Well, I don't think there's any greater reward than the crown of life. So certainly we should expect that it's going to take a lot of effort. But what we also can expect is that he's promised us that the effort will not be more than can be expected of us and more than we can handle. What do you think he means by establish your heart? I believe he means that we have to establish where it's going to stand. Where is it going to focus? What is it going to be believing? What is it going to hold dear? We have to establish our hearts so that it's predictable and so he knows that you know that your heart. See, remember Deuteronomy 8. We're going to go back to that at some point here when we get to proving. But in Deuteronomy 8:2, it says that he wants to prove whether it's in your heart, whether you established your heart to keep his commandments or not. By the way, if you're being patient, why are you grumbling? The grumbling comes out of impatience. The grumbling comes out of you taking and usurping authority, you taking authority on yourself that you feel like you need to fix everything. You do need to fix something. You need to establish your heart. You want to fix something? Go look in the mirror, work on you. By the way, I'm confident, please don't be offended, that should keep you pretty busy. If you are working with me or we're interacting on some level and you do something and that something is what I desired and the way I wanted it, would I find it acceptable? Absolutely. But what if you do whatever you want the way you want and then present it to me and it's not what I had wanted? Will that be acceptable? No. And so what is he saying here? He says, you need to know what's acceptable. And there are other verses where it talks about that you need to seek out that the acceptable things, the things that make you do what's well-pleasing in the sight of the master. You have to understand what's acceptable to him. Called you out of the darkness into his marvelous light. What did I just tell you light represents? The word, the truth, life, Yeshua. And so here we have it again. He called you out of a place without light, without the truth, without the word, without Messiah Yeshua, without life in it, and he brought you out of that dark place into a place with all of that. That's what merits favor, that you would endure when being treated unrighteously, when you're being treated wrongly. But because of conscience, you take it and you make your stand. But you make your stand in an enduring type of way, still showing respect for the authority. It's kind of like when you see Yeshua on the trial saying, I could call a legion of angels, but you are the authority right now, and this is what you're doing, and I'm not going to undermine that. And this is part of the Father's plan. But Yeshua completely submitted to the authority. He could have stood up and said, no. I'm going to be king. I am king. I'm the son of the living Elohim. I could stop you right now in your tracks. And no, he respected that authority. He didn't give in and do whatever it is they wanted, but he said, do what you need to do. So trial is something we don't think we deserve and we didn't expect and we don't know what to do with. He says, blessed is the man who endures trial. In other words, endures suffering that we don't feel we should have been having to deal with. But we're told that this is what we're called to. To this you were called, because Messiah suffered also. But yet he didn't whine, he didn't complain, he didn't revile, he didn't threaten. But yet what he did was committed himself to the one who judges. So when you're going through trial, this is how you endure. You endure by committing yourself to Yahweh. Say, Yahweh, I know I don't see it, I don't get it, I don't know why this is happening, but it's going to commit me even more to you. I'm going to trust you, I'm going to trust you. The thing is, we'd like to believe that in the blessing, there's no more cursing. Well, no, we're still living in the Deuteronomy 28 second half of the chapter. We're still in the dispersion. We're still suffering with the cursing, but he gives us just enough blessing to know that we've tasted of the Master and that he is good. He gives us just enough of that so we can say we've tasted and we know that he is good. People say, do you guys practice conversion? I don't practice. I did it. I changed my citizenship, but it's not something I need to practice. I'm being a wise guy. But we don't have a process. We don't have a conversion process. Yes, this is our conversion process. You have to do. No, you got to decide that you're going to be Israel. If you're going to be Israel, you come under a covenant that was made with Israel, and then you choose to live by that covenant. Does that sound very complicated? Like there has to be we're going to have conversion class. Because now you're just asking out of selfishness. See, but when you ask out of belief, you understand the big picture. You have a different point of view, a different perspective. Abba, I need and I want, because I understand how that blesses others and blesses my family and will bring me more into the conforming and transforming into the image of Yeshua. I understand where all of that plays out instead of just, I want, I need, I want, I don't like, fix this. Some of us sound like that when we pray. And what is it that we need to escape? The corruption that's in the world caused by lust. Now, often we get messed up on this word lust because we think of it as primarily sexual or maybe financial, lusting after money. No, lusting is the I want, I need, I like, I don't like. It's that emotional me. That's the corrupt part. I never imagined what you had in mind would look like this when I was going through it and during the journey, but wow, my friends don't recognize me. Maybe that's a good thing. My family doesn't recognize me. Maybe that's a good thing. I look in the mirror, I don't recognize me. I know what I was capable of before. I know what my life was before. I am not the same person now. And may I never go back. Oh, time out. In this way an entrance is made, not an altar. Where's the altar call? Where's the Romans road? Where's the confession of the sinner's prayer? Oh, the way to get into the kingdom, the way to know where the direction, to find the entrance into the everlasting reign is through what? Through suffering, through belief, through uprightness, through all this process? That's the way we get in? Kifa thought so.